Hello guys and welcome to Dubai for another edition in this Project Cars career mode. This is going to be the first race after being promoted or being signed to Auto Rebel of the Formula A series here. And this was kind of my goal, just to make it up here in the first place. Now it's going to be really interesting to see what exactly we are going to be able to do with a Formula A car. And jumping straight to the qualifying session here, just to get the basics out of the way, supposedly, or at least the way I interpret it, Formula A is supposed to be the Formula 1 series of Project Cars here, but there are certain differences in some of the technical aspects here. For instance, these cars both have KERS, but they also have DRS, and it's not DRS in the traditional sense where you can open your wing at a certain point on the track when you are within a certain distance of the car ahead of you there. That is not how this works. Basically, in Formula A, you can just open that rear wing whenever you want to, and you can close it again whenever you want to. So that's going to take some getting used to. Anyway, to the task at hand here, we are currently running in P18. We are pretty much at the end of the session here. This is our last attempt at a good lap here. So we are going to be putting out all the stops here to get this one fast lap in the books and hopefully get us a little up on the grid there for tomorrow's race. And as you can see there, not only are we running out of time at this point here, but we are also running out of fuel pretty fast. Coming out on the main straight here, this is going to conclude the qualifying session here for the Dubai Grand Prix tomorrow. We end up in P10 here, 134.929. And man, looking at the times there, that is a close race. 134.930 is what we're listed at here. But look at the pole position time, 134.313. So we are talking the top 10 here within half a second of each other. Very, very nice to say the least. However, obviously the downside to this is that we are going to be doing another middle of the pack start there, and I really dread those starts. I'd almost rather just start dead last on the grid there, because at least you can sort of wait out the carnage in the first couple of turns and pick your spots there. That is not possible when you're starting in the middle of the pack here. Anyways, getting ready to get off the grid here. 3 red lights turning into 1 green. And we are not getting a very good start here. We have cars passing us left and right here. We're down to P13 already here. But we managed to get up to speed fairly fast here. Somebody pulls in in front of us there. I'm not sure who that was. It was a little bit too fast for me to read it. And we are going to be taking the outside lane here at Dubai like we always do in the first turn when we possibly can. Whoa, almost getting shoved off the track there by, I'm not sure who that was, Bird Herring or someone like that. But we are currently running in P10 here, meaning we have gained 1 position from a starting position on the grid. Again, taking the wide line here, pretty much just trying to stay out of the way of people here as we go down the inside here to the slow right-hander. Managed to make up yet another spot as we're into P9 already. And again, taking a wide line here, trying to go down the outside of everyone. Somebody has to brake real hard. And coming out on the straight here, we have Alan Frost, right? Are you kidding me, Alan Frost? All right, sure, whatever. But anyway, we are up into P9 here as we try having a look down the inside here of Alan. I can't say that. Well, just call him Alan F from now on. Into the slow right-hander here. We do not entirely make the move stick here as we have Alan on the inside there. He takes back P8 there as we remain in P9 at this point. Coming through the right-hander here, right on the gearbox of Alan F there. We have Bert Nienhuis coming from behind here. He's going hot and heavy out of the corner there, but we flick on the KERS here, get some extra horses into the engine there, and manage to pull away nicely here. Trying to cover the inside here, coming into the sweeping left-hander here, losing a lot of speed in doing so there. And wouldn't you know it, we have Brian Herring pulling down the inside of us there, pretty much doing a double take on us and Bert Nienhuis. So lap 1 status there, a little bit of back and forth, I guess. We started 11th on the grid here, and we are coming around for lap 2 here in P10. So I guess all in all, the fact that the car is still running and we haven't been into the barrier yet, things are looking good. one thing that I've noticed so far here is that the AI have a nasty tendency of running most of the lap with DRS open here. In fact, as you can see, Brian Herring there right ahead of us, he is running this particular sector 1 with the rear wing open, and now coming into the slow right-hander here, he closes the wing momentarily before opening it again, but we have no trouble whatsoever taking advantage of our extra traction here coming out of the turn. We go down the inside there as we are into P9 yet again, trying to chase down Dirk Clapham. And that's another thing I noticed there during qualifying, is that we routinely set the best sector time there for sector 1, meaning we are very fast there compared to the AI. And given the fact that they run with DRS open in that particular sector, well, it's no big surprise, I guess. Running wide here in the left-hander, this is definitely my hated turn on this particular track. I cannot count how many times I've been into the barrier, both during races and during practice here, so I'm really trying to take it easy, way too easy it would seem, as we have Brian Herring there moving down the inside of us through the right-hander, completely taking us by surprise there. I was not paying attention to my mirrors there, and one more time when I'm all but focused on Brian Herring there, I forget to take the inside line here. We have Frank Landron going down the inside of us again. They're taking us by surprise as we are completely off the pace right now in that particular sector down into P11 here. Jumping ahead to lap 3. This is sector 1. This is where we are very fast. Trying to go down the inside there, losing a car, but end up being saved again by Frank Landron there as we kind of slide a little and don't go off track simply because we bump into him. No damage to the car, thankfully, there. And coming through the left-hander here, we are tussling with Brian Herring here. Coming out of the turn, he has to back out of that one. I have to admit, I really didn't know that we were neck and neck, side by side, coming out of the turn like that. I probably would have backed out, because obviously that was a one-way ticket to the barrier there. And sliding all over the place here into the slow right-hander. Jumping ahead to lap 13 here, we are still trying to chase down current P8, who is Dirk Clapham. He has been very, very tough to catch so far here, but the good news is we have a nice gap of about 4 seconds down to Frank Landron in P10 here, and it appears there's a little bit of a gap here between Dirk Clapham there, who's about, like I said, he was about 3 seconds up on us right now. He's pretty much matching us lap for lap right now, but Frank Landron is falling behind here. Jumping ahead to lap 15, it would appear that Dirk's tires are starting to go off the cliff a little bit here. I'm not really sure what the deal is with that, or he's trying to save some fuel, but the fact is he is tailing off quite dramatically here in terms of pace. It's not like we're going any faster here. We're very consistent in our pace so far, but at this point we are catching the P8 car. Jumping ahead to lap 16 here, we have all but closed the gap on Dirk Clapham here as we come through the sweeping left-hander here out on the main straight. We are going to be putting out all the stops and catching him here on this lap. Flicking on the curves, opening DRS here, moving into the slipstream of Dirk Clapham. This is going to be a textbook move here, coming into the slow right-hander. Very, very late on the brakes. Do not want to lose the car as we are currently in P8, trying to make the move stick. We are pretty much neck and neck at the moment here. The fight for P8 is by no means over at this point. And coming up on this left-hand U-turn here, we are going to be taking the inside line here, going defensive in this turn as we do not want to get dive-bombed here by Dirk Clapham. This goes down the outside instead here. All we have to rely on is our traction here coming out of the turn. We have the line. He does not. We make the move stick and are still in P8 as we come out on the main straight. But man, is there a fight going on right now. Jumping ahead to lap 18 here, we are trying to catch current P7 here, who is Alan F. This is sector 1. We are very fast on this particular part of the track, and we are going to be trying to make a move down the inside here into the right-hander there, cutting way too much of the track there. Not a very good position to try and pass him from, as we have to give back that position there, obviously. But coming into the left-hander here, very, very slow with open DRS in the turn there. I'm not sure why the AI does that, but it really doesn't help them here. We go down the inside there, no hassle whatsoever, as we are in P7. Jumping to lap 21 here, currently chasing down P5 car. Marcus Larson here running very, very wide in the right-hander here, but it gives us an excellent line, excellent speed here, cutting the track just a little bit, but thankfully not getting a penalty for that as we are in P5 here. Coming out on the main straight here through the left-hander, we are being held up just a little bit here by current P4 Rafael Kopczynski, as we have to brake a little bit there not to rear-end him. And one thing I have to say that so far nobody has been in to make a pit stop in this race here, and I'm not sure whether or not the race is actually long enough for the guys to go in and make a switch to another set of tires here. This is a 65% race. Coming through the right-hander here, Marcus Larson right behind us. They're trying to go down the inside of us. They're coming out of the turn. He has superior traction as we are running neck and neck into the left-hand U-turn here at the bottom of the hill. We are going to be doing full stops here. We have contact running off the track there, thankfully not hitting the barrier anyway. Rejoining the track here into the turn, trying to stay out of Alan F's way there so he doesn't crash into us as we are down into P8. But more importantly, no damage to the car, thankfully. And jumping right ahead to lap 22, sector 1 here, again through the right-hander here. Loads of space here as the AI have a nasty tendency of running wide in that turn. We make it back into P7, currently trying to chase down our teammate here. And wouldn't you know, we actually have a teammate called Fabio. And that rocks. Great names in this series here, Alan, Frost, and Fabio. Man, that's just going to be epic. And running a little wide here in the left-hander, yet again here we have Alan F taking full advantage of that as we are back into P8 on lap 22. Lap 23 right on the rear wing here of Alan F one more time here, coming through the right-hander. No corner cut this time. Clean move, no problem whatsoever as we are back into P7 here, trying to chase down Fabio. Sector 1, lap 25 here, coming through the right-hander one more time here. We've made this move so many times in this race so far here. Might be a little boring to watch here, but obviously, this being Project Cars and everything, you really need to pick your spots, do whatever's working for you, stick to it for as long as you can, and don't get yourself into trouble. Skipping to lap 26 here, Marcus Larson, having learned his lesson here, takes a defensive line in through the right-hander where we've had so much success here so far, but coming through the sweeping left-hander here, no match for us whatsoever. We dive down the inside as we were into P5 here on lap 26. Jumping ahead to lap 28 here, we are currently trying to chase down the P3 car of Florian Maslett. And like I've said before here, it appears that the further we get in this race here, the slower the AI seems to become. And I have to chalk that up to tire wear somehow. And if anyone can offer some insight in how long a race you actually have to do here in Formula A for the AI to start pitting, I'd be very happy to know something about that. Skipping right ahead to lap 30 here, 5 laps remaining in this race. If we are to launch any sort of serious attack on the front runners here, now needs to be the time.
Come on, you can do it.
Gearing up for the pass here, coming into the right-hander. Loads of space to make the move stick. Down the inside, no problem whatsoever. And we are into P3 on lap 30 with 5 laps remaining of the race, way ahead of anything I'd expected.
Dive up the inside to the brake.
And jumping ahead to lap 31 here, moving into the left-hander as we come out on the back straight here. It appears that the AI cars, their tires must be completely dead at this point because they are halfway standing still. We just moved down the inside there of Andy Smith. Pure traction just burst down the inside of him. We are into P2 with 4 laps remaining of the race, trying to chase down P1 Sasha Schutz. And just as we think we have P2 locked up here, wouldn't you know it, Andy Smith making a daring move down the inside of us there in the slow right-hander as we fail to take the inside line there, and we are back into P3. Jumping ahead to lap 32 here, just probing for a move as we are way faster than Andy Smither in Sector 1, but thinking they're better of it. Do not want to put the car into the barrier or something stupid this late in the race here. Opting for the safe move through the right-hander, down the inside, no problem whatsoever. Sasha Schutz pretty much standing still here, heading into the left-hander. And like I said before, their tires must be completely shot at this point as we are into P1 with 3 laps remaining of the race here. Did not ever in a million years see this coming. Jumping right ahead to lap 35 here, coming through the last section of turns. We are going to be taking the win here if we can keep the car on the road here on these 4 dead cold tires that we are running at this point. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to leave a like or subscribe to this channel here for more Project Cars action. We are going to be taking the win here in the first race of the season at Dubai Autodrome, and I did not ever believe we could do this. Gotta say something about the tire wear there. I'm not really sure what happened with the AI. I'm not sure why they did not go in to make a pit stop. Seemingly the tire wear was really hurting the AI late in the race. Seemed to start at about lap 20 or something like that. We were kind of having trouble as we were seated in P9, I believe it was, trying to catch P8, who was about 4 or 5 seconds up on us. And I remember a good 9 or 10 laps where we were just sitting there with a constant gap that we were unable to close. But after a while there, that's when pace started to drop, and it just seemed to get worse the further we got there. Anyway, we take the win here today at Dubai ahead of Sasha Schutz. Andy Smith rounds off the podium in 3rd. And also our teammate Fabio there scoring points in P7. So a very, very good day for the Auto Rebel team.